The biggest event in the city wrapped up yesterday, and now the 2012 Lloydminster Heavy Oil Show is being hailed a success. It's estimated around 6,000 people from around the world checked out the two-day event. This was the scene this morning at the Lloyd X grounds. After a week of setting up the show, crews were busy tearing down equipment. The show featured 214 exhibitors and more than 350 booths.
A few exhibitors say they actually found some people to hire. So very good that way, lots of different things, lots of new technologies.
McIntosh says the demand to present at this year's show was so high they had to put some companies on the waiting list for 2014.
We would like to expand because there is quite a bit of interest to get into the show. We're just hesitant with the hotel space in town. We don't want to, it's tough to get a hotel room now during the show, and we don't want to put any more pressure on the system.
If you're interested in becoming an exhibitor for the 2014 show, you can learn more by checking out the Heavy Oil Show's website. And our region is the world's heavy oil capital, but the conception of how that oil is brought to the surface isn't quite clear. When you think of the oil sands, many assume mining is the big ticket, but that only makes up 20% of the crude contained. The other 80% is from drilling underground. But carrying that crude to the surface is less successful than you might think.
The world's appetite for energy is only getting bigger, and that means big business for our oil sands. But there are hurdles when it comes to heavy oil.
As world energy demand increases, we're going to have to increase the heavy oil recovery factor.
And the amount of heavy crude actually contained may surprise you.
The oil recovery rate in cold heavy oil production is around 8%, so that means there's still 92% of the oil left in the ground.
Steam is injected into the oil sands formation through the top well.
It's a huge process extracting heavy oil. The bitumen needs to heat up and liquefy before being transported to the surface. And the heavier the oil, the harder that is.
As the fluids get heavier, there's more requirement for heat, so we have to look at how can we take and make a better product, and how can that product more effectively heat the heavier oils.
Research by the Alberta government is looking into just that.
Thermal processes, that's our main focus, which is using steam, inject direct into the ground.
Now companies are experimenting with enhanced oil recovery to amp up the amount of heavy oil extracted. And so far, it's looking promising.
We're seeing fields that would have been, abandoned years ago, enjoying a very strong second life.
But with 92% still unextractable at this point, there's still a long road to haul to capitalize on heavy oil.
Saskatchewan is making its mark on Canada's oil industry, claiming it too should be considered an oil province. Alberta has always been known for being the central hub of oil and gas in the country, but Saskatchewan is still a big player, ranked 5th overall in North America for heavy oil production.
In Saskatchewan, we have a long history of losing our young people to other provinces and better opportunities. When we have strong industries like oil and gas is today, there's every opportunity for our young people to find the careers they want and to really make a life here in Saskatchewan.
The province is starting to pull ahead because of its contribution to the industry, which has benefited entrepreneurs worldwide.
Saskatchewan, our industry today is built on technology advancements that have developed over several years. And if we look at the equipment out in the yard here, the technology advancements continue.
Alberta is ranked 1st overall in North America for heavy oil production. Since 1994, the Lloydminster Community Youth Centre has been operating in close quarters out of the back of the St. John's Anglican Church. But now the group is looking for a new facility to call home and have a big fundraiser coming up to help foot the bill. Kelsey Bloxham explains.
7,000 to 10,000 feet come up these stairs every year. For some teens, it's the only place they feel safe and supported.
Many of them come from broken homes. Some of them are in foster care. There's a number of them that, being teenagers, they do sometimes get into trouble. And so We like to address all those needs when they come into the youth center.
Trundle has been a part of the center since day one, seeing more and more kids come through these doors each year.
When you get a lot of kids upstairs here in the loft area, it gets very crowded.
The space isn't much more than 1,100 square feet. Now imagine 50 to 75 kids packed in here a day.
It's getting to the point now that we really need a bigger place, and our fundraising is working towards that end.
On Saturday, the group is holding their biggest fundraiser to date.
We've got one of Canadian country music's big-time stars right now in Canada. His name is George Canyon. And what we've done is we've got George Canyon coming to play like an intimate evening concert, and he has been tremendously generous to us. So that gives us the opportunity to really do well with this fundraiser.
Klotz says they're looking to bring in around $50,000 to put the group into a new facility within the next year.
Now it's our time, after all these years, to get into a new facility. The next generation is very important to this city.
Canyon will take the stage Saturday night at the Stockade. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
It's been years in the making, but finally the new arena in Cold Lake is close to complete. As Clayton Brown explains, there's still some work to be done, but the end is now in sight.
Crews continue to work hard as they enter the final stage of construction on the new 1,500-seat arena attached to the Energy Center. And the building isn't disappointing City Council.
The event center, as we're calling it, a multi-purpose where you can have concerts, hockey, you know, it's exceeded our expectations, and it'll be probably arguably the best arena in northeastern Alberta.
There's still work to be done, and with the hockey season just beginning, most teams will be using the aging North Arena. But the new rink is expected to be up and running soon.
We're going to fire up the ice plant soon, in the next couple of weeks. So we'll hopefully have minor hockey, the juniors playing, you know, mid-October. But people are going to have to realize when they come in, there's still going to be some construction going on in the facility.
The arena is just the beginning of new development onto the Energy Center. City Council has long-term plans for a second rink, a gymnastics facility, as well as a new aquatic center.
We have a long-term vision that recreation, this is going to be the main facility, and so we're really going to be growing this area out in the next 10 years.
In Cold Lake, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
The official Terry Fox run in Lloydminster isn't until this Sunday, but that didn't stop students at Bishop Lloyd Middle School from getting a head start this afternoon. Stefan Kachmar has the story.
The students came out to support a great cause, raising money for cancer research, all in the name of one of the most heroic Canadians.
I think everyone in the school at least knows one person that has passed away from cancer or has had it. So everyone wants to give back to the school, to cancer, and help everyone.
More than 60 countries take part in the run, and since it started in 1981, $500 million and counting has been raised.
We're going to send them off to the Terry Fox, and then from the Terry Fox Foundation they get sent then to the cancer research.
Terry Fox was a leader, and his passion for standing up against cancer was relentless, characteristics that are valued across Canada.
He's such a role model for students in general, right? Just his perseverance, taking something that everybody else would have seen as a disability and then just fighting through it.
There's also a special incentive to donate the most money.
Whichever house raises the most money, the teacher from their house gets pied.
Stefan Kachmar, Newcap News.
Lloyd FM's Heather Clagus has more on Saturday's big concert with George Canyon and an event that will have everyone looking up on this week's What's Happening. Tomorrow night there's going to be a huge party here at the Lloydminster Exhibition Grounds as George Canyon will take to the stage. He's got a new album coming out, his version of some great classic country songs. And you know, he's had a few hits on his own, so I'm sure he'll be singing all of those and a whole lot more. So come on out on Saturday night. And of course, it supports a great cause, all the proceeds going to the Lloydminster Youth Center. We hope to see you on Saturday night. Well, they'll be hoping for some windy weather like this tomorrow at Wallace Park, just outside Wainwright. They're hosting a family fun day. It will be a free day, and part of it is making kites with the kids. So if you want to have some fun, head out after 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon.
We want to start your weekend off by giving you a chance to win. We've got a copy of the brand new album from Owl City, The Midsummer Station. It features a song that they sing with Carly Rae Jepsen called Good Time. If you want a copy, really simple. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontests@newcap.ca. And we want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. And coming up next Saturday night, there's going to be a very special event here at the Lloyd X grounds. It's the annual Duck and Dine. A number of charities benefit from this particular event. If you want to get your tickets, you can just stop by Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klegus, and that's what's happening.